Greeting from Nifty Wizard, guys. So today I will tell you how I made a profit of 1 lakh in intraday. Okay, so as you all know, before the market starts I used to mark the previous day high and previous day low. If we talk about the Nifty 50, then you can see clearly that this is this was the previous day high. So we'll mark it with the zone. Okay, I marked it before the market open. This was previous day high and this was previous day low. All right, so I took my first trade in bank nifty. So why I traded bank nifty first, I will tell you. So if I mark this was the previous day, high in nifty bank. So I will mark it with the zone, so it will act as a resistance throughout the day. And this was previous day low. Okay, that would act as support. So I marked it before 9:15. Okay, and I told you I used to trade at a smaller time frame. So what I saw in the morning, that in the initial first minute candle you will see a huge wick being formed. So that truly indicates that there is a bullish pressure in the market. Okay, so did I took the trade exactly at 9:15? No, I waited for some confirmation and discount. So what happened, then market started falling back, which we call retest in technical term. So if I mark this, it's a structure being formed. Okay, we call it pole and flag pattern. So when the price break this area, I took a trade. So I will mark my entry, which was somewhere close to 35,886 if I remember correctly. So I will mark my entry with the green line. So my entry was somewhere close to this, and my stop loss was just below previous swing low, and my target was, I will mark my target in blue. So my target was exactly, I booked my profit here because it was a resistance zone, so there were chances that market could quickly touch it and then fall back. So I booked somewhere here. Okay, so if you will measure, it is somewhere around 1:2 risk reward ratio. So my stop loss was somewhere close to 60 points, and against that my target was 150 points. Okay, that was my trade number 1. I hope you all understood. So as I told you, I took 2 trades today and made a profit of 1 lakh. So moving back to second trade. So here if you see in Nifty Bank, this was previous day high marked with this zone. So Nifty Bank broke this zone. But if you see the Nifty 50 chart, you will see that this zone, which is previous day high of Nifty 50, was untouched. Okay, that indicates that there is a bearish pressure being formed. All right, so then what I did, that I waited for a confirmation. Okay, so for now I will remove this zone. There was one more thing which I observed in the market. If you could also see this, I hope. There was one structure being formed. We call it head and shoulder. So this was the left shoulder, this was the right shoulder, neck, I'm sorry, head, and this was the right shoulder. Okay, so and there was a neckline also. If you know basic of technical analysis, this is one of the most favorite structure of the trader because it has quite good accuracy. Okay, so this was the structure, this was the neckline. So what happened, market formed head and shoulder pattern, then broke its trend line. So now my bullish biasness turned into bearish. Okay, so I will extend the zone, the demand zone. At this point in time, it was a demand zone because it was acting as support. But once the demand zone is broken, it turns into a supply zone. So this was the zone. Then what I saw, wait a minute, then I saw that market came all the way back up to retest the same zone, which was in the kind of neckline of the head and shoulder pattern. If I connect this, then what I got, a breakdown. Okay, I'm sorry. Now I have two confirmation. Okay, this was my second trade. So my entry was just here. I will mark my entry again in green with green line. So this was somewhere close to 36,035, and my stop loss was just above the previous swing high, which is somewhere here. Okay, for now I will remove this zone because it is making the chart messy. So my stop loss, which I will mark in red, was just above the previous day, previous swing high at this point. Okay, against that my target was there is line. Okay, I will mark my target in blue. So one more thing, what I saw else, if I connect this, I will take a trend line, that is ray. So if I connect this high to this high, I will get some structure which we call a trend line. There is a glitch in zerodha, I'm really sorry for that. I will have to switch in 2 minutes. Let me delete this string also. So I will mark the trend line with the pink color. Okay, you can see that at first I will mark with doodle. Where is doodle? Yeah. So this was the first touch, this was the second touch, and market came back at this point, which was third touch. So market was touching the trend line. Okay, market was touching this area, this one. Okay, and then it also broke this trend line. So I had three confirmation, and the fourth one was market formed a head and shoulder pattern. All right, so again I will mark my entry in green. So this was my entry. My stop loss, I will mark it in red. So this was my stop loss and my target. So before I move further, how I booked my target, how I stayed, actually I booked at somewhere this point. So how I stayed this long in the trade, I will explain you. So again, if I mark the trend line, which I marked earlier, connecting the swing highs, so you will see market was coming upside, then again touching the trend line and falling back again. So I was in the trade from this point all the way to somewhere this point. Okay, because market was coming all the way and then falling back again. So I was quite sure that it could easily give me a risk reward of more than 1:3. So I will mark my exit in blue. So I booked at somewhere 143 or 142 at this point. Okay, so if you will see that my risk reward ratio from this point to this point, my risk was 45 points, against that my target was 200 points. So more than 1:5. Okay, just a minute. Yeah, so you can see for the second trade my risk was 45 points, and against that I booked a profit target of 200 points. So 200 points here and 160 point in the morning, all average add up to 360 point. Okay, so that is close to uh, 9,000 per lot. I traded in 10 lots, so my total profit was 90,000. Okay, so I hope you understood my analysis. So that is why I used to tell you that always focus on the process. Okay, always try to learn something, because if you want to earn big money you must have some big learnings. Okay, market will reward you if you are correct, market will definitely reward you. So please, I insist you, and I always say that always focus on risk reward. okay, because that is the only holy grail that you will have to follow. Always follow risk reward. Okay, so I will attach the screenshot of my profit, but again, my profit is my profit, my loss is my loss. Don't focus on that, focus on the learning. So learning was all about price action. There were three structure I told you. First was pole and flag pattern, second was head and shoulder. Okay, so I will attach a cheat sheet of more structures, more patterns of the market using the price behavior, which are more reliable. So you can go through it and don't run after those indicators, those bullshit indicators, because price is the god. All the indicators are derived from the price basis, except some which are leading indicator that can indicate you upcoming moves. Rest all the indicators are just shits. So focus on the price. That's the main thing. With that being said, I will sign off at this point in time. Okay, thank you.